Featuring the romantic singing of Anthony Russell.
Amor, amor, amor.
With a great comedy cast, including Verna Felton, Shirley Mitchell, the music of Paul Weston and his orchestra, and yours sincerely, Harry Von Zell. And here's the star of our show, America's queen of comedy, Joan Davis. Oh, Joan, stop stuffing that cake of swan into the piccolo now. Instead of blowing notes, you'll be blowing bubbles. Now, come over here, will you? I want to talk to you.
What do you want, Harry?
Well, Joni, I wanted to ask you... Are you listening to me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, now, you pay attention. I wanted to ask you if you were at the Academy Award affair Thursday night.
The Academy Award affair? Oh,
Yes.
yes, I was there, Harry, and it was very thrilling. You know, the audience stood up and cheered when Ray Milland got his Oscar for The Lost Weekend.
Oh.
And then I stepped up to get my award.
Your award? Who gave you an award?
The Bartenders of America.
The Bartenders of America?
Yeah, when people saw Lost Weekend, it stopped them from drinking. But when they saw my last picture, it drove them to drink.
Swanville, USA, March 11th, this week. This week, with the March 15th deadline only a few days off, the citizens of Swanville, like citizens all over the nation, are busy preparing their income tax returns. Businessmen, workers, farmers, people in all walks of life are occupied with filling out their forms. But nowhere in Swanville will you find a form that needs filling out more than in...
Joni's Tea Room. Joan Davis speaking. Oh, hello, Mrs. McKay. No, I don't feel so good today. I haven't been able to sleep lately. I've tried everything, too. I even bought one of those newfangled electric blankets. It was made by the same company that makes those automatic electric toasters. But something must have gone wrong at the factory. Why? Well, last night I slid in between the covers, turned on the switch, and just as I got nice and warm all over, a bell rang and I was popped out of bed. Yeah. And that's not all. When I put the bread in the toaster, it curled up and went to sleep.
Say, Joan. Joni.
Yeah?
Is it true that you really haven't been able to sleep?
Not a wink in the last 4 nights, Harry.
Gee, that's terrible, Miss Davis. It's really agony lying awake all night.
It sure is, Andy. And as you lie there, you can hear every little sound. Right next to you on the night table, a clock is going. And in the apartment next door, somebody decides to take a bath. And the man who lives in the apartment directly above is getting ready to go to bed. He takes off his shoes. His brother must be staying over with him. Then across the street, a baby starts. And just as you're ready to fall asleep from exhaustion, the milkman starts delivering milk. He must have brought butter today. Yeah, and that's the way it is all night long. Noise, noise, noise. It's driving me crazy.
I know it's awful, Joan. Listen, why don't we close the tea room a little earlier tonight so you can go home and get some sleep?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Harry. And before we close up, I think I'll drink a glass of hot milk.
Milk?
Yeah, milk. M-O-O. Milk.
Well, I'll go in the kitchen and warm some up for you, Miss Davis.
Thanks, Andy. Gee, he's so thoughtful.
Yoo-hoo, Miss Davis, yoo-hoo.
Oh, it's Rosella Hipperton.
Hello, Miss Davis. And Mr. Bonzel. Hello.
Oh, hello, Rosella.
Well, hiya, Hippie. I'm sorry I can't talk to you now because we're closing up early tonight.
Well, really, Miss Davis, what causes you to suspect that I'm interested in your uninspired conversation? Frankly, your inane remarks stick in my craw.
Your what?
I said craw, craw, craw.
Now, there's an old crow if I ever saw one.
So, stop it. Shame on. Rosella, you'll have to forgive Joni. She's not feeling well at all. She hasn't been able to even get one good night's sleep for a week.
Oh, how unfortunate. I know what that means. I suffered from insomnia, too, until my doctor gave me a prescription for sleeping pills. Would you like to try one, Miss Davis?
Oh, no thanks, Hippie. I don't want any sleeping pills.
Listen, Joan, you know, I once knew a girl who suffered from insomnia until one night a neighbor of hers who had just been married suggested a remedy. She gave her a piece of cake to put under her pillow, and that did it.
A wedding cake?
No, a cake of swan.
A cake of swan?
Yeah, that's right, Rosella.
Oh.
She floated right into dreamland because she could rest comfortably in the knowledge that Swan would solve all her soap problems, you know. Because Swan is the new white floating soap that's really 4 swell soaps in one. It's not only great for your bath, but Swan's mild that makes it great for baby's bath, too. And, of course, Swan's perfect for dishes and light laundry. Yes, sir, from the moment that girl found Swan, she always slept soundly, deep in the arms of Morphia.
Mr. Von Zell, don't you mean Morpheus?
No, Morphia. Just you try Swan and see if you don't get Morphia money. Oh!
Harry, you're so tricky.
Oh, no, there's no trick to it, Rosella. Just a quick twist of the wrist, break Swan in 2, and presto, you have 2 generous cakes of soap. One for the bathroom and one for the kitchen. Yes, sir, Swan is a dream of a soap for every soap and water job in the house. What a dream, huh? And what a soap.
Well, how do you like that? I'm looking for the Sandman, and I wind up with the Bubble Boy.
Oh, Joan, listen. Why don't you try some of Mrs. Hipperton's sleeping pills?
Oh, I don't like to take sleeping pills.
Well, they're absolutely harmless, Miss Davis.
No, thanks, Hippie. I really don't...
Try them. They're very mild. Here, I'll pour some of the pills out of the bottle for you.
She takes the Rip Van Winkle size. Yeah, but you're just wasting them, Hippie. I won't take any.
Well, I'll leave them in case you change your mind. I'll be running along now. Nighty-night. Or, as Shakespeare said, to sleep, perchance to dream. And how right he was.
As long shot Louis said, knocked down to win, perchance to show. And how wrong he was. Well, Harry, let's start closing up. Where's my brother-in-law, Serena's?
Where he always is, Joan, over in the corner booth, fast asleep.
Gee, everybody can sleep but me. Serena's, wake up.
Hello, Johnny.
Oh, Serena's, how can you sleep like that all the time?
Oh, it's easy.
Well, Serena's, listen. After sleeping all day, don't you have trouble sleeping at night?
Oh, no.
Well, what do you use to go to sleep? Pills?
No.
The hot milk?
No.
Well, what do you use?
Pajamas.
Well, never mind that. Serena's, we're closing up now. I want you to go down to the cellar and turn off the furnace.
I'm afraid to go down in the cellar.
Afraid? Why?
I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh, isn't that silly? A man afraid of the dark. Look at me. I'm not afraid of the dark, am I? And I'm not a man, am I?
Well, what question do you want me to answer first?
Oh, forget it. Now go down the cellar and turn off the furnace.
Okay, Johnny.
Well, here's your glass of milk, Miss Davis.
Oh, thanks for the milk, Andy.
It's nice and hot. Drink it.
Listen, Joan, why don't you put one of Mrs. Hipperton's sleeping pills in your milk? It may help you.
Oh, no, I don't want to. I'll drink it this way. Ooh, it's too hot. I burned my nose. I better set it down on the table. The milk, I mean. And let it cool a bit. The nose, I mean. Well, let's start closing up. The tea room, I mean. Harry, you pull down the front shade.
Yeah, okay, Joni.
Come on, Andy. We'll go in the kitchen and bolt the door.
Okay. And then what?
And then we'll turn out the light.
Then what?
Then this lad ought to have a long talk with the boys at the pool room. Come on, Andy.
Okay.
Oh, gee, poor Joni. She's so tired. She really ought to take one of Mrs. Hipperton's sleeping pills because... Hey, I think I'll drop one in her glass of milk right now. There. It'll do her good. She'll never know.
Say, Harry, the bolt on the back door is stuck. See if you can do anything with it.
Yeah, okay, you stay here.
I don't know why Miss Davis doesn't want to take one of Mrs. Hipperton's harmless little sleeping pills. You know, I think I'll drop one in her glass of milk right now. There. It'll do her good. She'll never know. Did you fix the bolt, Harry?
No, I didn't fix the bolt. Joan wants you to help her.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, I hope that sleeping pill works. Maybe Joan ought to have another one. There.
Well, we finally got the door bolted, Harry.
Uh-huh. What took you so long?
Well, the door didn't bolt as fast as Andy did. Any questions? Well, now I'm going to drink my milk and go home.
That's a good idea.
You know, maybe Mrs. Hipperton was right. I ought to try one of her sleeping pills.
Oh.
I'll put one in my milk.
No, Joan, I don't think you ought to.
Gee, I hope it works.
But, Joan, you don't know that.
Maybe one isn't enough. I ought to put 2 in, I think.
Gosh, Miss Davis, I've already put...
There. Well, here goes. Gee, this glass is heavy.
How was it, Joan?
Ooh, I feel funny.
Funny?
Yeah. Gee, it's getting warm in here.
Ooh.
The room is beginning to go around. And the floor keeps swaying from side to side.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's an owl in here that keeps going, ooh.
Gosh, Harry, I think Miss Davis is a little woozy.
Woozy?
Woozy.
Oh, 1Z, 2Z, I feel woozy. Whee!
Oh, no, Joan.
1Z, 2Z, I feel whee!
Say, look, Andy, I think we better get Joan into the car, and I'll drive her home. Come on, help me, will you, Andy? Look, you get into the car, Andy, and I'll drive you home, too.
No, thanks, Harry. I'd rather walk. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, come on, Andy. What you want to walk for? What you want to walk for? What you want to... Huh? Walk? For? What you want to walk for, Andy?
Oh, come on, Miss Davis. Get in the car and let Harry drive you home.
All right, I'll get in on one condition. Just one.
Oh, what's that?
Sling me a little lullaby so I can go to sleep, will you?
Well, all right, Miss Davis, and while I'm singing to you, do you want to put your head on my shoulder?
All right, but it won't look any better on you than it does on me. Sling me a little lullaby.
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I bought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Oh, gee, that was swell, Andy. And hey, look, Joan is sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, isn't she cute? Just look at her lying there with her foot in her mouth.
Yeah. Well, I better get going and take her home. I'll see you tomorrow, Andy.
Right.
Boy, those sleeping pills sure knocked Joan out. Gee, she looks pretty when she sleeps. I'm crazy about her, but she's crazy about Andy. I wish I was Andy Russell. Hey, look out! Look out! Look out!
Who's sick in my bed, huh? Who's sick in it?
Why don't you look where you're going? Look at my car. It's wrecked. Why, I'll sue you for... Why, Miss Davis.
Hello, Mr. Weatherby. What's new at your bank, huh?
Uh-huh, Miss Davis. Drunk driving.
Who was dunking while I was driving? Who Who's Drew's hunk, huh?
You are. It's obvious from your speech.
What?
Your speech. Speech.
Okay. Well, I'm the customer saying the public speaking. I want to
Miss
make a
Davis, law-abiding
speech.
citizens should
I
be
wanna-
protected from drivers like you.
But I wasn't driving. Harry was. Tell him, Harry.
Where am I? Where am I?
Oh, look at the big bump on his head.
He must have hit his head on the windshield.
Are you all right, Harry?
Harry? Who's Harry?
He doesn't know who he is. That blow he received on the head must have caused amnesia.
Oh, go ahead. Tell Mr. Weatherby you were driving, Harry.
I'm not Harry. I'm Andy.
Andy? He thinks he's Andy Russell.
Andy Russell?
That's me. Amor, amor.
Gee, Miss Davis, I'm sorry that we put all those sleeping pills in your milk last night. Otherwise, that automobile accident might never have happened.
Oh, you meant well, Andy. But now our main problem is Harry. He's got amnesia. He thinks he's you.
Well, where is he now?
He's in the kitchen studying for your college exam.
He is?
Yeah, and if I know him, you're going to flunk.
Gee, we've got to snap him out of it. Oh, Harry! Harry!
Oh, he won't answer to that. I'll get him. Oh, Andy! Andy!
What do you want, Miss Davis? Shall I sing for you?
Now look, Harry. I mean Andy. Andy,
Hello, everybody.
Oh, it's Barbara Weatherby.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Barbara.
I wasn't talking to you, Mr. Von Zell.
Von Zell? Who's Von Zell?
Why, you are.
No. I'm Andy Russell.
What?
Well, you see, Barbara, Harry got a bad blow on the head in the accident last night, and he thinks he's me.
Amor, amor, amor.
Oh, how terrible.
You ain't kidding.
Look, Harry, you're not Andy Russell. Now listen. Amor, amor, amor. Who am I?
Perry Como.
Oh, let me handle this, Perry.
Oh, Miss Davis, you've done enough damage. This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been driving a car while drinking.
Now, look, Babs, I wasn't drinking and I wasn't driving. I just took too many sleeping pills.
Miss Davis, please save all your lame excuses for the judge and jury. My pater is suing you for $10,000 on the advice of his barrister.
His what, sister?
His barrister. Don't you know what a barrister is?
Oh, sure. When two banisters get married, they have a little barrister.
Mrs. Davis, you may jest now, but before we're through, you'll learn that it doesn't pay to get my pater's dander up.
Gee, Babs, I didn't know your pater had dander up.
Miss Davis.
So that's why he never wears blue serge suits.
Oh, Miss Davis, stop jesting to keep your courage up.
Courage up? Dander up? Oh, the whole market's going up. I gotta buy. Call my broker for me.
Oh, this is too much. Miss Davis, I'll see you in court.
Gosh, Miss Davis, the only one who could testify that you weren't driving the car is Harry, and he's got amnesia.
Well, you have to be my character witness, Andy.
I'll be glad to, Miss Davis.
Not you, Harry.
Harry? Who's Harry?
Gee, Miss Davis, you're really in a spot. If Mr. Weatherby wins this case, you'll owe him $10,000.
$10,000? Why, I'll have to sell my jewels. But what good will that do? I'll still owe him $9,999.50. But if he wants to sue, let him sue. Let him sue. Let him sue. Let him sue. Gee, my case will be called in 10 minutes. Where's my character witness, Andy?
Here I am, Miss Davis.
Oh, not you, Harry. The other Andy. Oh, here he comes, running up the steps. Oh, gosh. He fell down. Andy. Andy, are you hurt? Speak to me, Andy.
Andy? Who's Andy?
I am.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Harry.
How'd you do?
Oh, fine. Now Andy's got amnesia, too. He thinks he's Harry. This is great. Both of my witnesses have amnesia. That really kills my chances. Gee, if I were up on the roof now, I'd throw myself off.
Elevator going up.
Never mind. I'll walk. I'm young.
Yoo-hoo, Miss Davis. Yoo-hoo.
Oh, hi, you hippie.
Hello, Miss Davis and Mr. Russell and Mr. Von Zell. Hello.
Hello, Rosella.
Yes, Mrs. Hipperton?
What? Miss Davis, what's going on here?
Oh, well, wait, I'll tell you, Hippie. Harry got amnesia, and he thinks he's Andy, and Andy's got amnesia, and he thinks he's Harry. Now, when I talk to Andy, Harry answers because he thinks he's Andy, but he's really Harry. And when I talk to Harry, Andy answers because he thinks he's Harry when he's really Andy. Understand, Andy?
Perfectly.
Then explain one thing to me.
What?
Who am I?
Why, you're Miss Davis, of course.
Oh, Rosella. I'll win this case yet. I'll plead insanity.
I'll straighten this out, Miss Davis. Now, look, Harry.
Yes, Rosella.
No, not you. You're not Harry Von Zell.
Oh, sure I am. I'm the man who says Swan's the new white floating soap that's pure as fine.
Hey, wait a minute. Well, what did you say?
Well, I just said that Swan's the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castile.
You mean Swan, the soap that's so mild and gentle that doctors recommended for bathing the baby?
Yes.
Gosh. And if it's kind to a baby's tender skin, it must be perfect for your hands and face, your tub or shower. Is that the soap you're talking about, Swan?
Yes.
Well, why shouldn't you be talking about it? Everybody's talking about it. Hey, it's all coming back to me. Use Swan for dishes and see how much faster Swan whips up suds, faster than other floating soaps. Suds and mildness both. That's what you get in Swan. What a soap. What a... Hey, where am I?
You're in the county courthouse.
The county courthouse?
Yeah, Mr. Weatherby's suing me for that accident we had in your car. He insists I was drunk while driving. He's suing me for $10,000.
Oh, $10,000. Pooh-pooh.
Yeah, Harry, and if he wins, it's going to cost me $5,000 a poo.
Well, don't you worry. It won't cost you a cent. Joan Weatherby's dead wrong about this thing. Firstly, you weren't drunk, and secondly, I was driving the car. And thirdly, I can prove that he was driving the wrong way on a one-way street.
You can't?
Sure I can. I'm going right over there and straighten this whole thing out with him. See you later, Joan.
There you are, Miss Davis. Now your problem is solved.
Oh, no, it isn't. We've still got to help restore Andy's memory.
Andy? Who's Andy?
Why, you are.
Oh, no, I'm Harry.
Oh, no, you're not. Harry's very fond of me.
Well, I'm Harry, and I'm very fond of you.
Harry loves to take me out.
Well, I'm Harry, and I love to take you out.
Harry always wants to kiss me.
Well, I'm Harry, and I want to kiss you.
It's a shame to take advantage of this boy, but...
Gee, I didn't know you could kiss like that, Miss Davis.
Miss Davis? Who's Miss Davis?
Joni will be back in a moment, folks. Meanwhile, do you know what it means when you take that used kitchen fat you've been saving to your meat dealer? Well, for one thing, it means soap. Yes, sir, literally millions of bars and packages of soap can be made from used kitchen fat. And although red points are a thing of the past, you will continue to get 4 cents in cash for every single pound of used kitchen fat you turn in. You see, used fat contains materials to make soap, and without it, soap shortages cannot be prevented. So the next time you have trouble finding soap, keep in mind, where there's fat, there's soap. Yes, that used kitchen fat will come back to you not only in soap, but in fabrics, nylon, and hundreds of other long-awaited items. So please keep right on saving and turning in every single drop of used kitchen fat. And now here's Joni again. Say, what's happening in Swanville next week, Joni?
Well, Harry, I'm going to try to make some extra money in the tea room so I can afford to buy a new spring outfit. Then maybe Andy Russell will pay attention to me instead of Barbara Weatherby.
Oh, Joan, why don't you stop trying to compete with Barbara? After all, she attracts Andy because of her intelligence. She's a college graduate.
All right, so she's got more education than I have.
And Barbara's wealthy. She has 2 cars.
All right, so she's got more money than I have.
And Barbara's beautiful. She has lovely blonde hair.
All right, so she's got more peroxide than I have. Good night, everybody.
The Joan Davis Show, presented by Swan Soap, is produced and directed by Dick Mack and is written by Jay Summers, Jack Harvey, and Cy Wills. Stay tuned to this station, and in 5 minutes you will hear the Lux Radio Theater. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.